Grown Man Record Night is broadcast in front of a live studio audience. Hey everybody, welcome to Grown Man Record Night. This is the place to be on your Friday night for quality music entertainment and fiddle-dee-dee, falderall, and shenanigans.
For all your breaking news, come to Grown Man Record Night.
That is true. If you want breaking Friday night music news, you come to Grown Man Record Night. We've got Jay the Curbis joining us this evening.
Good to be here. Steve, I miss Steve. You know?
Steve Fever's hanging out with the fam this evening, doing some
He's at home researching bowling terms, I think.
Yeah, we're all getting into bowling, folks. We're all going to be professionals, and then what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
You ain't going to be able to do nothing about
We're
it.
going to take your money, folks.
We're going to bring it, maybe across the country, we'll say you want to bring a squad over and challenge the Grown Man Record Night bowling team?
Shit, we're going on a tour.
Oh, a tour. I want to do it.
A bowling tour. We'll come to your stadium and bowl you.
You provide all the drugs and alcohol and a place to sleep, and we'll come to your town and bowl and hang out with you.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a good deal to me, folks. I don't know what y'all are thinking, but it sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm game. I have nothing else going on in my life.
Over on the Free Music Archive, we've not mentioned this in a while. We played a lot of the same shit, but man, what a great album. This is something I keep going back to. It's
I can't hear it.
A guy called Gumble.
Is this
I found it.
No.
I found it under Chip Tunes on Free Music Archive.
Chip Tunes?
Meaning like 8-bit
Oh.
Nintendo sounding stuff.
Oh, I thought it was potato
the guy's
chip.
name is Gumble, and it's some great shit.
Brian Gumble.
I actually have it on my phone. I listen to it during the week. Check it out. We play it quite a bit here on the show underneath us. And
I'm breaking rules eating chips early.
That's all right,
Well,
man.
we're not doing this chips.
Do what you got to do, man. Hey, over in the Atari alcove this evening, me and Jay were running a game on the 2600, Mega Mania. And it's a great game. If you've never played Mega Mania on the 2600.
Asteroids-ish.
Slash Space Invaders, almost.
Space Invaders probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking of. Let's take a lap. I'll do it with you just so you don't get embarrassed.
Okay.
We'll all do a lap. Let's everybody do a lap to warm up for the show. We should all start doing that. Take a lap around the block to warm up for the show.
Charlie Gamble thing.
We'll throw up. All of us will throw up. So tell me, Jay, did you get? Have you picked up the Discogs app? We talked about that last week.
Yeah. Actually, I had forgot that it got mentioned. I knew nothing about it until you said something about it last week.
Right.
And I think it dawned on me like Thursday to check it out and books.
Check them out. Stars and cars to electric guitars. Books. Check them out.
But I went on the website. I'm an Android user, and
Yeah, see, I am too.
Development for Android, I think. Like
It's in beta.
And you have to sign up to see if they got room for you to test or something. Like I signed up, and I never got anything.
I wondered if you could side load it like you do like Showbox or something. I've not seen it though, but
I haven't put that much effort into it, to be honest with you. But
hey, let me know if any of you guys out there are iOS users and you've downloaded the Discogs app and you're digging it. Let us know here, either live.
But I've got everything. I'm a compulsive Discogs. I'm very anal about my. I've got every catalog record.
I wish I
I'm one of
did.
those guys.
I wish I'd started that way.
Yeah, I do it. I spent about 2 months because I had like about 300 or 400 records I had to do.
You know what?
Because I listen to every record I get at some point or another.
Sure.
And that's how I rate. And I rate everything on there.
Wow.
So I know if I like it, if I don't like it.
You know what Fever did actually is
No, I don't.
he Fever started his own like spreadsheet previous to realizing Discogs had like a thing, and so
Well,
he's kind of
let
stuck
me
in
tell
his
you,
first.
I've recently learned Microsoft Access, which is a database, and
Yeah.
I mean, you could easily do it.
Yeah, he's continued. He said he's pretty up on it. I asked him this
Yeah.
week actually. He's up on it and keeps things fairly
The
recent.
thing about Discogs I like though is the variations you can find on records that you just have no idea are out there. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's overwhelming at times, but
Beatles records, overwhelming.
well, Beatles, Pink Floyd, certain Zeppelin records. I mean,
I've spent hours looking for one specific pressing of one of the Beatles records I
Yeah.
got, and you know.
but it's kind of cool though because you might have a pressing that's hard to find. Maybe,
true.
Or something like
It's
that.
true.
It's kind of an adventure every time you do it, and
Yeah.
and it's a cool place to go buy records too. I mean,
What's Jay's alias on Discogs? What do you go by on there?
LJBURCH1, I think. Don't hold me to that.
Okay.
I'd like to connect with people. I wish you could kind of see people's collections and things like that. That'd be pretty
If
cool.
you're friends with them, you can.
Okay,
though, right?
well, yeah. I've never done it. Send me a friend request, whatever.
Say it again. Say it slow.
I think it's LJBURCH1, I think.
Okay.
Give me a second, I'll tell you. I don't
Sure.
know. But anyway, I get on Discogs probably every few days.
Yeah, Nate is saying the app has a barcode reader and it's pretty badass.
I had that. I had the
I had
old
it for-
app. I had the old app.
iCrates. I had iCrates, which also had a barcode reader.
Yeah,
but a lot
it's
of the old
iffy,
records don't have
though.
barcodes.
Well, it's iffy with some of the new ones too. Like you'll scan one and it'll give you the like if it's a I don't know, like a Foo Fighters record, like something new. I don't know if it's something new, and you scan the barcode, it just might give you the very first title of the Foo Fighters.
yeah.
It might not be the pressing. I mean, I'm just giving
Sure,
another
yeah,
example, but it's pretty cool still though. I mean, it saves you time.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. So maybe the Discogs app with the barcode reader is a little more specific and maybe a little better. So we'll see.
I'll tell you my favorite. I'm looking at it right now. My favorite thing about Discogs is the want list.
Oh, absolutely,
There's
me
a
too.
band
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want, you like, you forget.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're friends with people on Discogs, and if they can look at your want list and be like, "Oh shit, I've got doubles of that," and could send it to you, or be like, "Hey, I'll sell it to you for $5 or whatever."
Right.
It's a double for me. So that's another cool thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to.
But I've been real slack with putting my collection in Disc. Out of however many thousand I've got, I've probably only got a couple hundred into Discogs, which is so stupid.
I got all mine.
I really wish I would have started.
LJBURCH and then the number 1. That's my handle. So yeah, look.
All right. Hit Jay up. Mine's Terry Jonquil. Tairy.
Is it really?
Jonquil.
I'll have to look you up.
Yeah, Terry Jonquil.
Yeah, it's a handy.
That's my alias.
Handy thing. So what about this Foo Fighters thing? Have you heard about this?
Let's talk about this. The scuttlebutt on the internet this week has been that the Foo Fighters may be announcing that they're going to split up.
I learned about this like literally 5 minutes ago.
I've seen this for a couple of days now.
You told me to find some news to talk about, so I typed in music news on Google, and that's the first thing that came up, and that's the first thing I heard.
The last I heard, Dave Grohl said he promised to make an announcement. Now, I don't know what that announcement was going to be,
Yeah.
or if he's already made it. I'm a busy man, Jay. So that could have happened today, and I wouldn't have known it.
No, the site I just looked at was pretty low.
Current.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So they haven't said anything yet.
Well, yeah, and I might ruffle some feathers by saying this, but after watching the back and forth documentary on them, I can see where he might be kind of tough to be in a band with.
Hey,
And some of those guys, like the bass player, I know him and kind of had it, and Pat Smear, and so
some of the best
maybe
musicians,
they've ran their course.
some of the best musicians I've ever played with have also been people that have been tough to be in a band with. For a lot of people, I'm a person that lets a lot of shit kind of roll off, so I don't care about I don't care about nothing.
Yeah.
We are nihilists. We care about nothing.
And it's his baby. I mean, he created the thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
bands like that where there's one person that kind of starts it and then kind of sends a
he can do
dictate what's
what he
going
wants
on.
to do. I mean,
Especially when you're a guy like Grohl, who on the first record pretty much played every instrument
he did, yeah.
on every.
Yeah. I think he had a couple guests come in at the spot.
So moving forward, that's got to be tough for anybody that takes that type of control to where it is your project.
Yeah.
And now you've made it into a Rolling Stones type band.
Yeah.
Probably tough to relinquish control on any number of levels,
Yeah.
I would guess.
The scuttlebutt is that he's going to pursue a solo career.
I don't know what that means. I mean, what is that?
I don't know. It could just be something where he has guests come in on his record or something, but it'd be tough to tour with. I mean, 'cause he's got to get a band to tour with. I mean,
I think like Josh Homme does it really cool, where it's like
there's no standard members.
well, no, but you have Queens of the Stone Age. He has Eagles of Death Metal, which is probably enough for pretty much anybody. But then also does the Desert Sessions. It's been a while, but does the Desert Sessions, and so that's to quench whatever thirst.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in this crazy musician, that crazy musician. We're going to sit around for a weekend, get all messed up, and record some music.
Yeah.
And you know, from people you would never play with, like PJ Harvey, to guys like Mark Langston, where you're like, I feel like we should already know each other and be able to fit in and do something. So it's like, I think he does it right. It's not that you stop and start projects and break up and start new bands and start solo careers. You keep all of them going. You just do it in a very tiered, feathered way, to where, you know, each little band has their time. I'm tired of playing. You know, you go on a tour with Queens of the Stone Age. All right, I'm tired of all this shit. Let's go do some crazy stuff out in the desert. And then I'm tired of that. Let's go. I'll do an Eagles of Death Metal thing.
Well, to
I
Josh
think that's the way to
Homme's
do
credit,
it.
I think he's probably a little easier to get along with and musically than Dave Grohl. You know.
Yeah.
I know Kais had their faults at the end or whatever, and there was a feud about the name and all that.
Yeah.
But
it's
lately,
a shame.
But
It really-
lately, Josh Homme seems like a really cool guy to be in a band with. Though,
He does, and unless you're talking to Brant Bjork, and then it's
But I mean, they grew up together. They probably hate each other since day one. You know, that's how miserable. Like, you know,
any band that you're in with people for that
Well,
long, people are like, oh, fuck that guy, fuck that guy.
Van Halen, who is one of my all-time favorites, recently David Roth did like the Opie and
Dave
Opie and
Ross
Anthony.
of Truck Halen.
Ed Halen. But no, but David Roth said, they asked him about, you know, how are you guys getting along? He said, we hadn't got along since the day we met. I mean, nothing's changed.
That's how a lot of bands.
It's been that way. I mean,
And I've known plenty of bands that are like, oh my God, these guys are amazing, and the musicianship is crazy.
Like
but they can't stand to be together for longer than 5 minutes, so they break up, and so it doesn't matter how good they were.
yeah, like
'Cause-
Daughtry.
I'm not telling that story.
No, don't tell that story. Nobody wants to hear that.
If anybody wants the Daughtry story,
But anyway, so
um,
well, it's a shame. I hope they don't break up Foo Fighters because they make
No.
good music.
rotate
And
some people or do something else, but keep the name going. And, I
Taylor
don't know.
Hawkins is phenomenal. He's one of my favorite drummers.
He's one of the best heroin shooters I've ever hung out with.
He's clean. He's been clean for years.
Hold this, Jay.
He's been
I'll
clean.
just-
He's been clean for years. He's got a side project too, though, so that might have something to do with it.
Oh, it's called Methadone Maintenance.
The Coattail Riders. That's what it's called.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All
It's
right.
actually a departure though from Foo Fighters.
You're a departure, Jay.
That's another story.
We had somebody asking how come Jay doesn't do curbs anymore, so.
I'm too busy bowling, man.
And that's what I said. That is exactly what I said.
5 days a week right now.
5 days a week. We need a Grown Man Record Night bowling graphic. I'm going to have to work on that.
Okay. We'll do something.
Yeah. So we're going to go bowling at some point, and we're going to start a league and
Let's go
tour.
this weekend or something. You know?
We can do it, man. We'll get crazy. And I tell you, when you go up there and you want to get a couple of games going, you can call me Collect, and I want you to go ahead and use 10-10-220. I know I'm a big fan of 10-10-3-2-1, but this week I'd like you to use 10-10-220.
Who endorsed 10-10-3-2-1? That's some big endorsees.
They have, and we'll talk about that a little later. But
Who is your long distance provider? Is it 10-10-220?
well, that's what I use for collect calls. I mean, I went with AT&T for a while, and then 1-800-COLLECT because of David Arquette. But I found
I would. That's a reason not to do it.
I found he was a little.
concerned.
I found he was a little unreliable as a spokesman. So
What was that Ready to Rumble? Was that the wrestling movie?
I don't know anything.
He was married to Courtney Cox.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But she talked to his Cox, Courtney Cox.
She didn't like to have sex, is what.
Oh,
They had
really?
sex like once a year, is what come out like after. They were celibate.
Well, she was a scarecrow. It probably came out the other side of her.
Well, she's had a lot of surgery. But
Yeah.
How do we get on? How do we become an entertainment source?
Let's talk more about the secret cervix.
Speaking of entertainment, I saw The Spotlight, the movie that won the Best Picture.
Yeah.
I watched that last night.
Steve came over here and we watched the Mad Max. I already put up the What We Played graphic.
Oh, okay. Well, I watched.
No,
Spotlight.
you're going to talk about movies
That
now.
was a good
no,
movie.
film,
I just
no.
want to say it. It was a
Cinema.
good movie. Very anticlimactic.
Let's
though.
go into
Very
our
good movie.
cinema speak segment.
Let's do it. Is that a real segment? Cinnamon speak.
Let's talk about it.
Cinnamon speak.
Oh, Fireball. We drank a little Fireball earlier.
Just a little.
Because we had some JV cheerleaders over here, and we're trying to get them to rape.
Show us their bloomers. Is that what they call them? Bloomers?
Rape
Is that what
ape.
they call them? Bloomers?
We invited the rape ape over, Jay. Rape ape. Rape ape.
Ew. I watch a lot of Carson. I feel like Ed McMahon in the chair.
Yes.
Yes, you are correct, sir.
All right, let's talk about what we played this evening. Here we go. Busted out some. I'm sorry about that one. That had a little piece of lunch in it. Picked up this Ahmad Jamal, and I don't think we played it on the program. It's a little noisy on the Argo label. More about that lately.
Have you seen that movie, Argo?
58, early Ahmad Jamal.
What is it? I know nothing about this.
Piano jazz, but it's a little. I found some tracks. He's got some stuff that's slower, but there's some stuff that's definitely Grown Man Record Night worthy in terms of, especially just getting
Kmart
the
music.
No, it's especially getting the evening going. I was sitting down relaxing for the first time today, and just kind of letting everything out. It was a good track to kind of get the show going. Sometimes I like to start something's like, here we go, the show's on. Boom, 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 boom. Play something real funky, or real up, or real heavy, or whatever the tone of the week has been. Sometimes I want something nice and chill to just kind of slide into the weekend on. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking, this is kind of along that same line. Do you listen?
Tell me about
Do you
it.
listen to the Two Guys show in the morning?
Yeah, for 30 minutes of going to work.
Well, they had the trivia. I caught the trivia on my way to bowl this week one morning.
Okay.
And one of the questions was, what was the #1 record of? It was one of the '60s years, or '60s or early '70s, whatever. I don't know the year the record came out. That featured the title "Whipped Cream and Other Delight."
Really?
Yeah, that was one of the questions this week.
Boy, anybody that's ever tried to collect a record.
Apparently, that was a very popular record back in the day.
Of course. That's why it's in every place you ever go look for records.
That was the
ever.
#1 record. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was the most popular thing you would find in anybody's house.
Well,
was
what
probably
was that? Late '60s, I guess. Or was that early '70s?
Mm-hmm.
They told the year.
Oh, I should have.
But of course, he got it like that.
Somebody tell me. There's so many nerds
But
that
anyway,
watch this show.
so-
All the nerds
That's
that watch the show
That's
tell
one
me
of the
immediately.
records, actually, the staple
Nerds.
records I don't have in my collection.
You don't have that?
No, I don't.
Oh, dude. I
I don't know
probably.
if I've ever came across that.
I may have a double I can give you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Chris Dim was actually pretty high on that record.
It's a good record.
Yeah,
it's great.
He
I like a lot of Herb Alpert. It's just you see it a
Herb
lot.
Alpert.
Yeah.
I like her out there.
Just
I got
you see
three.
it a
I got
lot.
three. I like them all.
I've got them a lot. But what I can't stand is going to a place and then you see that,
Did we get a date?
no, actually the comment we got is, hey, how's Jay's abscesses doing?
Oh, much better. This one's been really good.
Good abscess?
Yeah. I haven't had any problems.
No problems
No
with the
bone.
abscess.
Some bonus. By that time, it's been about 3 weeks, and bonus start working its way up here pretty soon. The next week or so, but
Inappropriate.
no complications though.
Okay.
Thank
All
you for asking.
This portion of Jay's abscess speak is brought to you by Castor Oil.
I have my dentist on retainer.
Okay. Everybody calm the shit down. Get out of here, Jay.
Oh Lord.
Get out of here. Hey, don't start up with me, Jerry.
Okay.
Don't start up with me, Jerry.
Oh, some big music news. The Stones are going to play Cuba. Did you hear about that? They
Cool box.
announced.
For real.
Yeah. So I heard that.
You
this
went to
week.
the last Stone show. What did you think about it? I don't remember what you said.
Oh, it's great.
Great show?
Yeah. It was,
Fuckers are old, man. They're still doing. I love it to see old cats still get up and get
It
down.
was. I mean, I paid. It was $100, and it was the best I felt about paying $100 for a show.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Jay got a haircut. Somebody asked where's Waylon.
My ears lowered.
He got his Waylon cut off.
Or raised, whatever.
Folks, I've been trying to play this, remember to play this record for 3 weeks now and put it on second tonight because of that very reason. I didn't want to forget. Gentle Giant, Octopus. And it's got the cool die cut cover that I continue to fuck up every time I touch it because it hangs over. It's just the way it is. Every time I pull it, I'll screw it up. 73 on CBS. Killer, man. Killer prog stuff.
Is this UK?
Pressing?
No, the people.
Yes.
So is this Canterbury?
Yeah, I think you would consider it Canterbury.
Oh, Steve's a big Canterbury guy.
You want to talk about Canterbury? It's funny you mentioned that, Jay. The girlfriend's kid, who's done some live singing, or not live, but some singing here. She's got a high roof on her mouth. She's a good singer.
I didn't know that.
Like legit, like, oh, my kid is a good singer. Bullshit.
Yeah.
She's a good,
She's a good
like,
singer.
music guy, good singer.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so she's doing some legit, like, actual, like, for real singing type moves for a 13-year-old. And this summer, she gets to go over to England with this one group she sings with, and they're gonna be in Canterbury for like and sing at this church that's been there since 500.
So probably people went to and got molested, probably.
I'm sure.
What was that movie?
But they get to go sing in this church in Canterbury, and I told her, I was like, hey, look, me and Steve both are big fans. Canterbury has a very rich musical history, so I may need you to take some pictures for us,
Sure,
and especially to show here on the program. And she was like, okay, cool. So Canterbury. Anybody's ever been there and you know some cool music shit to take pictures of?
That's one of my places I want to go. The UK. I've been everywhere over there, but not.
Hello, Governor.
But not the UK. I flew over.
Hello, Governor.
Flew right over. Saw the English Channel, but
Tank got any iced tea? Hello, Governor.
they don't brush their teeth over there, though.
You see how you can change your voice just by keeping it moving.
By
Somebody was
putting your fingers in your nose, you change your voice.
You can. Funkadelic record. He's got no, it's not a pistol. It's a black man's hand. I thought it was a pistol. See that?
It also got a pistol.
He's like Ed Too Tall Jones.
Big hands.
Yeah. That's his finger. Look at that.
Anyway.
Okay. It's a
He's got a big ring on.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
what it is.
Funkadelic record. It's one I've not played. Man, I've not played this shit in a long time. 81. I just skip over it for other records.
Yeah.
Other Funkadelic records.
What
But this-
label is that on?
LA records.
LA records.
I don't know much about that, but good stuff, man. Real
Yeah,
funky
pretty good.
stuff.
Kind of, it had that 80s vibe to
You
it.
could tell it was later Funkadelic, but it was for real funky. And if you read that at the bottom, it's interesting. I don't know if there was a dispute or something going on, but read the very bottom down there, Jay. What does that say?
I can't.
No tracks on this record. Yeah, see that the red text.
Oh, the red text. It says.
It's like no.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
let me just see that just real quick, Jay. This album does not include any performances or creations by George Clinton.
Oh, okay. This is post George Clinton.
It's post George Clinton.
That's got a lawsuit going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounded like that, didn't it? Let's hit that down real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Busted out some Anvil. I felt like getting just a little.
It's a good record. I like that.
Yeah.
I like to have that.
It's a little pricey record
I know.
from what I hear.
I know.
I paid the $2 for it. Bananas! It's crass to talk about how much you paid. I paid a nickel for your sister's
That
butthole,
falls
so
in line with that
whatever.
early 80s thrash scene, you know.
Good stuff, man. I really enjoy this.
Canadian metal at its finest.
Yeah, for sure.
You ever seen that documentary?
No, I need to. Or did I?
You need
I
to
don't
watch.
know.
You need to watch it if
I
you
drink
haven't.
a lot, Jay.
No, watch it on a Saturday when you're not drinking, you know, or Sunday.
Yeah. Say that again, Jay. Watch it on a Saturday when you're not drinking.
Is that do you drink on?
Those
You don't
are the-
drink on Saturdays, do you?
Those are the days. Only days I drink on is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't
I
drink
didn't
during
think
the
you
week.
drank on Saturday and Sunday. I think it was just Friday.
Oh no, sir. It's all weekend.
It's a weekend-long party up
It's
in
a
here.
stupor, and then I go completely cold turkey on Monday through Thursday. That's
You
the
should watch
life of
that-
bananas,
You
right
should
there.
watch that documentary. It's pretty good.
You should wash your butt.
He's like, the synopsis is basically like, it was done like five or 6 years ago, and they're basically working day jobs. Like they're playing
Oh
these
yeah,
little
I
tiny
heard- yeah. It's a
clubs
sad
and-
story, right?
No, it ends on a good note. I mean,
No?
well, they eventually got picked up.
Like a C shop.
They eventually got picked up by big bands to open up after the documentary, so it all worked out well for them. But that's
Yeah.
a good early '80s thrash metal record, though. Good,
Cool.
good to have
Yeah,
your metal.
yeah, it's good
collection.
stuff, man. Okay, hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, now, gang, heavy hitter. Dig of the week a couple weeks ago. First time playing it on the show. First time you, first time me. The new thing at Newport. Archie Shep, John Coltrane.
That's a double LP.
It's a VG copy of this 1966 LP, coverware with a seam split. VG Plus would be $25.
That's like double covers, right?
It was just like $8.
Is that right? It's like double covers?
Yeah, it's, oh man. First time hearing that, pretty damn awesome. Really glad I picked that shit up, of course. I mean, why the hell wouldn't you? Who the hell wouldn't have wanted that? But
that was a pretty inexpensive buy too, wasn't it?
for that, and mostly, and it was due to cover wear.
That was on that jazz pickup you had like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. That was the pickup of the year so far.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
That's the early running for pickup of the year.
Absolutely. A little present from Steve Fever last week. The family that plays together, Spirit. Is that the name of the record?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's the one that's got the Motel $6 sign on it.
Okay.
What a great record. We played side A.
Is that Moby on the back of it?
Yeah, there's Moby on there. This was awesome. I've not heard this. Cameraman had another Spirit record. The one that's got the song that
How do we speak?
it sounds like sounds like what are you talking about? Midnight Oil?
Yeah.
You singing Midnight Oil?
Well, that's the guy from Midnight Oil. Midnight Oil was legit though. Don't
Oh no,
don't
that was
joke about Midnight Oil.
Speaking of Cameraman, that was his first CD.
Midnight Oil was a legit 90s
yeah,
band.
Absolutely.
Or 80s, whatever.
I never really listened to it, but yeah.
Speaking of that, are you gonna go see Living Color? They're coming to town.
Friends of mine are opening. They're a cover band, opening up for Living Color.
Will they play cover songs when they open up, or
Yeah, that's all they do is cover songs.
I wonder how that works.
That's not a bad way to get. I was talking about that, Jay. You want a little piece of this? Come on, Jay.
No, I'm good for the night.
You're on the show.
I don't care.
You're on the show. You're not going to drink some pop off on the show.
No.
You're on the set.
So how's it work out? You telling me?
No, I think that would be a great thing, and it's the way that I really liked when I was playing shows, having like hip hop groups open up for us. It's great. It's a lot of the time it wasn't shit I wanted to hear necessarily, even though some of them are really good.
That hip hop people are open for
No.
the last show or crap.
But there's no breakdown of equipment and shit like that. So you could go, you do like band, hip hop, and in between it cuts down on your setup and breakdown.
So what does this have to do with Stereo Doll open up for Living Color?
You have a cover, if you're coming into town, now you can be, okay, say you're Clutch, all right? Mm-hmm. You're a band like Clutch. Now, do you want to headline and have 3 bands before you that sound like Clutch, which is what you are, kind of warm people up for that kind of sound? Or do you just want some good rock and roll, dancey, let's have a drink, I'm talking to my friends music? You know, you hear some Stone Temple Pilots covers and
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
you know, just hangout music.
I don't think
and
I've ever...
then when the band comes on, the bottom drops, you know what I mean? Yeah. So imagine if Clutch was playing, but before that you're listening to a ZZ Top cover band.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, shit, this is cool. But you're not like, I'm gonna go buy this band's t-shirt. It may pull away from the headliner's deal.
Yeah.
Could.
I've never seen a national band with a cover band that opens for them.
I've not either.
I've never really heard
I've not either, but once that kind of set up itself,
pretty
I was like, that's not a bad little model. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
No.
Opposed.
I always liked, and one of the things, it's probably been a thing forever, I'm just now catching on to it. But
Jay's just now catching on, everybody.
But about like national acts that come to, they're playing clubs, you know, or theaters, and they get local bands to open for them.
That was my deal.
That's a great thing, man. I think that's the coolest
Absolutely.
thing. Like we saw Los Lonely Boys, which they're not like huge anymore, but they were great. They had a local bluegrass band open for them at the Carolina Theater.
I'm big about
phenomenal, man.
If you're gonna have
and it helps with your draw too,
switch genres, but it's just like playing records. Find genres that blend into the next act.
Yeah.
But don't have 3 bands that sound like Clutch and then Clutch plays.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. For example, Clutch has bluesy elements, so have a blues band open up. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to Clutch, it's like, man, this is rocking, and now I'm really drunk. But there's some blues roots in there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You might have to call your guy, and maybe see if he can hook us up with some tickets.
Some tickets? I'd pay to go see that. If it helps them get paid, I'd pay to go.
I would like to go see Vernon Reid.
Vernon Reed.
He'd be the only reason I'd want to go see Living Color, but he is a fucking monster.
I was a huge Living Color fan.
He's the only reason I
middle school, man.
I watched some YouTube clips.
There wasn't a bigger. He had a huge pedal board. There's not a bigger.
I don't know if he still does anymore.
A bigger band for me in middle school probably than Living Color. Really.
It's the original members, I believe.
Are all in Fishbone.
Yeah. But I watched some YouTube clips last night.
Yeah.
The singer still has a pretty good voice, but he's kind of...
Corey Glover.
Yeah, he's kind of... tries to steal the show.
Vernon Reed was really...
Vernon Reed's just...
Remember he wore this body glove?
Yeah. He don't dress like that
because his name was
anymore.
Glover.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, I just decided use this as a bridge record to kind of transition us to some other shit. Play a little DJ Shadow introducing because I wanted to. So
I have no idea what this is. I'll be honest with you.
played the side that had introducing and building steam with a grain of salt. And I mean, we play this from time to time here on the program. The first record to be comprised entirely out of samples. And I mean, it's seminal. I mean, 95, I believe.
I know nothing about it. I couldn't tell you anything about that.
Oh, so good. And then Jay wanted to hear this, and I'm really glad he asked to be playing this. Jay asked to be playing this. Rio Grande Mud, ZZ Top, London Records, 72. Tell us about the side we heard on this, Jay.
I was on the side A with Francine, Just Got Paid, which is probably my favorite song.
Great song.
And Chevrolet.
Chevrolet,
the highlights.
good song.
But this was kind of the one that put them on the map. And I think it's a 72.
Yeah.
You could tell Billy Gibbons that had the beard there. He's still a young-looking whippersnapper. But
Man, I'll tell you what.
his playing style is just
Speaking of
phenomenal.
ZZ Top, we were talking about the deal on Tres Hombres where it's got the big
yeah, you sent me that link.
Tex-Mex spread on it. And we talked a couple weeks ago, I think, about the guy, the photographer that recreated that Mexican food
Now, is he
spread.
the original photographer that did
No,
the... Okay.
no. Just some guy who redid it. It'll blow your mind, man. You should check it out.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I did buy me a little discounted pound of ground beef. $2.57 for a pound of ground beef.
What number?
$2.57.
What number ground beef you buying these days?
This was this was 73, so it's fatty. I wouldn't buy that normal. This is what was
fatty. I like fatty ground beef.
for tacos.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is bought that and bought all the accoutrements for some tacos. So probably, if not tonight,
Don't overcook your taco meat.
tomorrow
My
night.
mom's bad about that.
No. Tomorrow night, we'll probably pull out Tres Hombres and some Herb Albert and some Mexicali Brass and listen
Herb
to
Alpert, while
listen
you're
to
eating
that.
tacos, how much
No.
better does life
while
get?
you're cooking tacos.
Well, or while you're eating. How much better can life
perfect.
get than that?
That's what I love to do, man. And then throw in some ZZ Top because that kind of fits too.
And some Ted Nugent.
No,
My son listened to Ted Nugent tonight for the first time, and he loved it.
I don't care for Ted Nugent.
Oh, I'll show you.
I think he's a butthole.
I like Ted.
He's a butthole, Jay.
Him and Trump both.
Yeah, you like Trump and Ted Nugent.
I took a picture of my son sitting on my bed listening to Ted Nugent earlier.
Do you have any pictures of him taking a dump?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay.
That's him enjoying Double Gonzo live.
Okay.
He's a big fan. He stole my headphones.
Okay.
That and Fu Manchu, he's a big fan of.
I don't mind that at all.
So.
That's
And
cool.
Nipsey Russell as well. I'm listening to the comedic stylings of Nipsey Russell.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna send. Tell me a story, Jay. I'm gonna send a picture.
To me?
No, just tell me a story.
Oh, okay.
Tell me about when you kicked a field goal for Randleman and
For Randleman? I didn't play for Randleman.
No, you didn't play
I
for
broke
Randleman.
my foot. How about that story? I broke my foot and I kicked a field goal.
at Randleman.
Somebody rolled into me. That's when I tore my ligament for the first time in my right foot. One of
My
5
senior
times.
year?
Yes.
In
No, your junior year.
At Randleman.
My sophomore year at Randleman. I got rolled into,
Okay.
tore ligament in
Now-
my foot for the first time, and it happened 4 more times after that.
I've told this story.
Anthony Nobles played for Randleman back then. He ended up being a pretty good football player. Went on to East Carolina and was a 4-year starter. This isn't a football show. Yet.
No, it's not. But here's why I bring this up, Jay. that particular
Evening.
evening.
That was when we had remember Coach A took us behind the bus and we wore the maroon jerseys.
Yeah. Now, I actually,
Remember when he touched us all, like in the locker room?
here's the story. Damn it, I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Just send that picture. I know what you're doing.
I'm trying
Send
to.
it.
I'm trying. Oh, that's what I can do. I'll message it. So here's the deal. I was on the offensive line for that.
Yeah.
And I lined up just like normal. And kicking, it was a PAT,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was probably your fault that I got my ligament torn.
Well, here's the deal.
I don't know. I remember screaming like a girl, and it was pretty painful.
You did. You did scream like a girl.
And then I got the typical, I got this from the guys to the sideline.
Come on off. Yeah.
No, y'all were doing that to the coaches. Come on the field and get me off. Get me off. This isn't going anywhere, is it?
No, it is, but I keep screwing this up.
Oh.
So I line up. Normally there's a guy just lined up, head up on me.
5 technique?
5
No,
technique.
that'd be a 2.
And I
You're a guard or tackle? Or you tackle or
on the
guard?
PAT, this would have been, I was a guard.
Okay, so you'll do that at 2. Head up.
Head up, you just block the guy in front of you,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. You kick the PAT, big deal. This time, guy lines up on my outside shoulder,
Yeah.
and then the guy lines up on my inside shoulder, and then there's a linebacker type guy lined up, head up on me. So I had 3 guys on me, and I pull the old, hey, help, 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 help. I'm trying to be like, hey, all these gaps are covered. I can't cover all these gaps. Letting everybody know. Nobody really responded. They hiked the ball. I took out 2 of them. One of them goes sailing through the line of scrimmage and tears your ligament.
Oh, that was you?
That was me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I tried.
I
was
didn't
like,
know that. After all these years.
I tried. I was like, oh, no, help, 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 help.
I don't think it wasn't really torn ligament. I was only out like 3 weeks. Ruined my career. It was never the same. No, it was actually. I was fine.
But I remember you went, ah! And I was like, oh, fuck, they killed Jay.
It hurt.
I was like, that's my fault. You know? But it really wasn't, but.
It hurt. Interesting.
I mean, it really wasn't my fault, and it wasn't nothing I could do about it. But
so this country singer died.
tell me about this. I want to get into this.
No, I mean this country singer just she really more of a songwriting duo is what it was more than they were singers. They had 1 hit.
Yeah.
I remember they had the hit. They were on one of these American Idol shows for TNN or what, is that what it's called? TNN?
The Nashville Network.
Yeah.
You've been watching Crook and Chase, Jay? Is that what we're talking about?
That shows you how up on country I am. What's it? Is it TNN? The Nashville Network? Is
No. Not in 20 years it hasn't been that fucking network, Jay.
What's it called? There's a country network.
CMT. Jesus Christ. TNN. That's where I used to watch fish.
Tractor Pulls on TNN.
Yeah. Bass fishing Sunday afternoons, baby.
NASCAR was on TNN too for years.
Anybody want to talk more about bass fishing? We did that a couple weeks ago. God damn it.
Oh, Lord, with Ralph Emery.
All right, let's keep going.
No, but this chick died. And
Yeah, what was her name?
They won
That
some-
was a dude.
no, it was a chick. They won. Her and her husband. No, her and her husband.
The
won
husband
some-
died.
No, the one. Her name was Joey. That's what you're thinking.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, but they've been milking the story for like 3 months though. She was supposed to die like a month ago.
Die already.
She
Jesus.
finally died. I mean,
God, you've been. Apparently, she's been killing music for several years. It's time the music struck back. That's what happens, folks.
don't get me started on country.
I don't think country has a U in it.
I wish Nashville would implode.
No, now.
There's some good people in
There's some
Nashville.
good stuff going on.
Jack
White.
White's in Nashville, but there's a few.
Is Barry Sadler there?
I think Sebastian Bach lives in Nashville, actually.
All right. Hey, I played this Dig of the Week a couple weeks ago. It's a 2-record set, John Coltrane, Concert in Japan. 73.
I didn't know the Japanese
Maybe
people
say-
liked jazz.
Absolutely.
This is
Good
like
stuff,
20
man.
years after we bombed them, and they welcomed us with open arms over there with jazz.
Some good stuff. This is bonkers, a little bit out there stuff for Coltrane.
It's avant-garde.
It is avant-garde, Jay says. It is avant-garde.
Yeah, it's a little kind of out there for my taste, but
Yeah. And we played side C, which was it's not. I think side A was a little bit more palatable for a lot of people that we played on the air. We both hiccuped. We drink too much, Jay. All right. And then I pulled out a present from last week.
the envelope.
We had Carl the Envelope on the show, and he brought me a couple of presents. And this was one of them. The Carvers Surf and Stomp Combo. What a great effing record, man. And these guys are out of Carolina Beach, North Carolina.
Yeah, kind of
Right down the road.
Retro throwback sounding
Yeah.
band.
For sure.
It's a good little niche they have going on here.
Fun record, man. Fun group of guys. Fun record, and really enjoy this. Look at that picture on the back. Show that picture a little closer, Jay. if you
The
look
band picture?
Yeah, the band picture. Sitting on a woody there with a suit on. That's cool, man.
It's an old looking picture too.
It's North Carolina surf stuff, man, and it's cool, man. And I think they play around there. At least they were. The first time I talked to Carl about this, you could actually go catch a show from the Carvers. How cool would that be? That'd be a cool band to like have at like a wedding or a party you're having or something. You know what I mean?
What year is this?
Last
Recently?
year.
Oh, it's
yeah,
that new?
Yeah, it's that new. I think it is. Well, that's what we played.
What was the one Carl brought you? The
Core Blonde.
he's into that core blonde, ain't he?
He is. There's some good stuff.
He's all about that core blonde.
He's a Corber.
He's hard corb.
He's hard Corb.
Yeah, I see that.
He's hard Corb.
I see that. That and Hank 3, man.
That Hank 3, man, the one that was.
I didn't hear it.
Oh my God, the one with Les Claypool on it.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah.
Wow,
That's an interesting collaboration.
Jesus Christ, what a great, weird and out there and bonkers.
Is Carl watching right now?
He might be. I don't
Is he
know.
on the?
He may be sitting there with his damn wiener hanging out of his boxer S's.
Yeah.
You know, Carl.
Then y'all went and got some sandwiches. I heard
We did.
last Saturday.
Carl stayed an extra day, and we went and got us a sub sandwich at a place called Gassan's, a local place that Carl enjoys. And right next door to the record store, we went in there. We'll show a little bit of that on Dig of the Week.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Dig of the Week, Jay.
Let's get into it.
You got some stuff, don't you?
I bought stuff I got a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
I ain't scared about it.
You got a lot.
I don't have a whole lot.
Oh wait, your book's underneath. That's why.
Oh,
It
yeah,
looks
that's why.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to spill.
You ruined everything. All right, let's
You
get
didn't
it.
do a few there.
We'll do a few. I went to. I tell you,
Does this qualify as bargain bin week?
I think it does, except it doesn't have your picture.
Mine don't, but
No,
yours do.
for mine it may be a bargain bucket week, and I say that because here's the deal. This week, because a lot of times I'm like, damn man, I need to take it easy. I'm spending too much money, blah blah blah. But this week, I got a really cool music book. I got 3 PS2 games and 7 records.
That book might be that's your dig of the week.
3 games, a book, 7 records, all under $20.
Word.
You know what I mean? That's all right.
7
Most
records.
people spend that on, going out to eat or something stupid,
Yep.
So I don't feel so bad about it. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Thing I picked up. These are all my records were $2 a piece.
Yeah, it qualifies as bargain bin.
Absolutely. And I'm a big fan of this group. Bill Haley and the Comets, rocking. It's a
New
Pickwick.
group. Yeah, new group. I like them.
It's a Pickwick reissue from '71, I think it is.
I'll be honest with you, I know nothing about them except Rock Around the Clock, but if all their stuff sounds like that, then I'm probably a fan.
And I'll tell you, you need to see the movie. It's a '71 Pickwick reissue. You need to see the movie Rock Around the Clock if you've not, Jay.
Were they, and this is going to sound like a very ignorant question, were they in that,
To me, they're the first rock and roll band.
they were that Buddy Holly era though, right? Big Bopper,
Previous
Buddy Holly
to-
era?
Yeah, but
Oh, they're before that?
but same era. But I mean, that's the first rock and roll band. I mean, if I had to say who's the first rock and roll band, it would be Bill Haley and the Comets. And in that movie, it's an interesting dynamic because it's pretty accurate from what I can tell. Is they roll into town. You know, they
Eddie
got
and the Cruisers?
horn player, guitar player, drummer,
Eddie and the Cruisers.
singer, and
Great movie, by the way.
yeah.
Eddie lives.
And so, you know, the people that own the clubs and stuff are like, okay, so you got your orchestra. What time is your orchestra going to play Saturday? And they're like, no, wait a minute. It's not. Well, it's not really an orchestra. I mean, it's kind of a little different. And so all these people were thinking, you know, it's going to be like Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra coming in and playing a little set so people can do a little dancing, drink some drinks, going home. And these guys came in and started playing, and kids started, you know what I mean? And so it was different. It was like way ahead of its time, and to me, the first rock and roll record. And I love it. And it's the first.
This is kind of the ones where you picture them walking to the gym and everybody's sitting down like this, and then by the end of it, everybody's up dancing around.
Yeah, and raped.
Did you notice that though?
What's that? Printed in USA?
Long Island.
A Pickwick printed in USA.
I just was looking, and that's the first one. That's the first thing I've ever seen.
I thought all Pickwicks were Canadian.
I thought they all were too.
Interesting.
Maybe you're on. Maybe you got a rare gem there. Nobody.
This is worth $7,000. If you're in, it's got the original shrink. If anybody wants to buy it from me,
$7,000. Huh?
$7,000.
Cool.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's interesting. Cool
That's
find
cool.
though. Cool find.
Yeah, that's cool. So, like I said, Carl wanted to go over to one of our local spots here. Actually, it's a sub shop called Gassan's to get a steak and cheese. And
You want to go to the one by the Coliseum?
no, I don't think that's there anymore.
Before the wrestling match.
Is that not there anymore?
That's still there.
Is it?
We used to go there before the wrestling matches when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember. I know. Yeah.
Every now and then you'd see Ric Flair come through there.
Woo! Man, I've been watching a lot of old school wrestling. NWA, Mid-South stuff. I tell you, one of the greatest,
I got the best one. You probably watched it.
the greatest comments I've ever had about the show. I can't remember who said it. Somebody left a comment on YouTube on one of the episodes that said, I detect a very distinct Mid-South wrestling vibe to this show. And that's the greatest comment I've ever had.
Mid-South was a little... We didn't get Mid-South on television here, though.
No?
Nah. That was Jerry Lawler. And
I will say, there's a guy on here. I will say this, Jay. It's crazy we're talking about this. There's a guy that's watching us right now, and I think I know who it is. And he's a filmmaker.
Okay.
Okay? And he has done a lot of stuff with a lot of old school wrestling guys.
Steve.
No.
Steve Fever.
Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, yeah, I've heard you talk about him.
Midnight Express.
Yeah.
I think it's Elbow Productions
Okay.
is the name of the company.
That's by the way, one of my long-term goals, which you know, is become a wrestling referee. That's one of my down the road goals.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But
do it one time and I'll be
Nothing's
happy.
greater than like Saturday night though. Putting on some records.
Oh, I can watch NWA.
And I'll
I can
put
watch
on
old NWA wrestling for hours. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those things I can
I
get
dropped the
lost
volume off, and
in. We could do it. We could. I could sit here
God.
and talk. I could sit here and do a show on old wrestling. I mean, that's how much.
let's do it. I'll take my pants off.
That's our new Saturday night NWA show. That's a new thing we got going there. Well, what about you? Talking about your guy though. I mean, Are you going anywhere specific with that, or were you just going?
Well, I was talking about what I've on Saturday nights because I don't stream stuff during the week. I mean, on Friday nights because I know it affects the quality of what we do over the air. So I don't want to mess up our signal. But on Saturdays when I don't care, like when I'm streaming in the living room, I've got old school wrestling going.
Yeah.
Muted, sound down,
You need
playing
to sound
records
up
in here.
though. You need to sound up when you watch old wrestling.
Depends on what it is, but still, it's still awesome with music playing.
Those guys just blow the guys today out of the water.
Absolutely.
But anyway, back to records.
Anyhow, I picked up Brand X Livestock.
I know nothing about this. Oh, it's Phil Collins. Phil
77s
Collins.
on Charisma. Borscht. And I've got a lot of Brand X, a shit ton. Album has 5 tracks. It's the first album on which Kenwood Denard appears as a replacement drummer for Phil Collins on 2 of the 5 tracks.
Well, Phil Collins had his hands on a lot of things. So.
Brand X is how I really started regaining respect for Phil Collins.
When did you lose respect for Phil Collins?
Well, it's so poppy.
Miami Vice stuff?
No, a lot of that. You know, you hit a point in your life where you don't want to hear all that poppy shit. But then a guy I played music with was like, have you ever heard Brand X? I'm like, no. He's like, it's Phil Collins, like fusion, prog project, while Genesis was kind of in flux or whatever.
People our age don't realize how good of a drummer he really is.
Oh, he's terrific.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, I received as some VCLT, a record from Metal Theologian, from Angel. And I saw this in the $2 spot, and I picked it up. It's Angel White Hot. I was trying to grab a year on here. That's all right. Hold that guy up. It's the 4th record by Angel.
Probably late 70s, early 80s. Probably
1980.
Casablanca Records.
Casablanca. The album contains Angel's only top 50 hit, Ain't Gonna Eat My Heart Out Anymore.
Uh-oh.
Which went to 44 on the Billboard chart.
That looks sexy, man. I'll tell you what. Look at those girls.
So for a couple bucks, I definitely couldn't pass this mug fug up.
No, I got an Angel recently.
Yeah.
In the dollar bin. I mean, it's not bad, you know, for what you're getting.
No, absolutely. I was really impressed with the stuff.
The one you played that was the gift, the VCLT, was good. And then I bought another one thinking it was going to be that good, and it wasn't quite that good. So.
And that's what I'm afraid of this one, because it's a little later, but at the same time, I also know, because when I looked it up, it's worth quite a chunk of change, and it's in pretty good shape. So even if it's one that I'm like, oh, I don't really dig on this so much, I could at least maybe throw a little trade bait out there or something. Or somebody else, for $2, I could give it away and somebody else would enjoy it. If I don't like it, but I don't know if not listening to
Hippo, By the way, Hippo had Master of Reality today.
Really? How much? Vertigo?
The NIMS.
Oh, the NIMS. Oh, I don't want no NIMS.
Wow.
No NIMS.
I got a NIMS.
No
I got
NIMS, Jay.
They're not bad.
No NIMS, Jay.
I thought about you, though, when I saw it.
Couple bucks. I am looking for that.
Oh, no, it was more than that. It was like 10.
I would have probably paid 10.
I've got the original embossed.
10 for a NIMS, would you? I don't know.
No, I've got.
Metal Theologian said that one isn't as good as the first 2. I kind of thought that. That's okay.
Oh, so that's
$2.
Paul's third in line.
We'll see. We'll see. And if it's not, when
when
I pulled it up, it was definitely going for more than I paid for it.
That's a game of bowling. I mean, you know.
That's
what I equate everything to now is money, monetarily bowling.
Oh, look at this guy now. Do a couple, Jay.
Okay.
I don't want to.
This wasn't a dig. This was just a. This is the anniversary of Dark Side was this week.
That's right.
And this actually is my good copy. This is my Harvest copy.
That's Maya Angelou.
Yeah, of Dark Side, and everybody knows about this record. Obviously, I think just watching and how impactful it was to drug users.
Of course, it was.
But still, I mean, if you're a deep Pink Floyd fan, which we'll talk about Pink Floyd more here in a second, but
absolutely,
it's probably not their very best, but it's their most well known. You know,
very very popular.
No, I mean it's a great record. Don't get me wrong.
Of course it is.
But yeah, it's always a good dependable record to put on.
Hell yeah. How many anniversary? What'd you say?
I don't even know. I would come out 73 or 74 maybe.
73.
73. Mm-hmm. So it would have been 32 years, 33 years.
Crazy.
Is that right? Or 43?
I think that era.
That's bad. Hold on, that'd be 43 years.
Animals is probably my favorite.
I only have this and Wish You Were Here. And Wish You Were Here.
That's all you have, those two?
Yeah, Wish You Were Here blows this out of the water, I think.
You think?
I love that
record. See, both of those I've heard a little too much, so I like the
early stuff. The only early stuff I have is the DVD that you let me watch.
The early stuff. Jay, take you a little bit of this now. Come on now. Jay's making me drink by myself like a GD Alky.
Like a GDAC. How many more you got? Like 3 or 4?
Yeah, do something else, Jay.
This is I didn't, like I said, I didn't go shopping this week, but I brought the stuff I got 2 weeks ago. Had a pretty good little pickup. This is a band that's from Greensboro.
I wanted to talk about this last week, man. Bad.
Yeah. This is a band from Greensboro, which is the next town over from us.
Yeah.
Metro. We live in Metro Greensboro.
This is High Point, baby.
Yeah, this is a band called False Prophet. They are...
We were teenagers. They were legendary.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say thrash metal or what, but they've been around.
Death metal.
They've been around for years and years and years.
They got back together.
Got back together like 2 or 3 years ago and touring and making music and putting out records. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know where this falls in line. This is a brand new double LP that I picked up. I'm talking, when I purchased it, it was brand spanking new for $8.
I would have done that all day long.
So I couldn't pass it down. It says 2013, so this is probably the one they released and they got back together.
Is this on Relapse?
No, it's on Blood Harvest Records.
Blood Harvest Records.
But
cool.
it's death metal. It's like your Sepultura-ish, Napalm, Death. Yeah, it's along those lines.
I am death. I am death. I am death.
So yeah, this is just a really cool.
This is not a test of power.
You have another one up there for $8 too, if you want to go get it. So,
still,
well, he had like 2 copies when I got this.
Here's the '90s death metal, folks.
But that's just like, well, that's like walking to a record store and finding an old ODD record, you know.
Nobody else cares about that but us, but Jesus.
Yeah. So, I'll do one more.
Okay.
This is one out of the dollar bin, and I passed on this like a year ago. I found there's a record shop, which we've talked about on the show, that's like notoriously really high around in Greensboro. And you don't know what you're getting.
Except they're closing down?
No, they just opened up a new place. They moved.
Oh.
But he had a mint copy of this for $3, and I passed on it like 2 years ago.
Wow.
I don't know if this is a great record. It's Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest.
Cool.
I love Judas Priest. Even though Rob Halford's gay, he can sing like nobody else.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love him.
I love him.
He's my metal hero for frontman. So
what year is this?
This is 84.
Okay.
So this is right after Screaming for Vengeance, I want to say.
I have Screaming for Vengeance.
And I don't know much about this, though. It's got Jawbreaker on it.
Keep talking, Jay. I feel like
some heads are going to roll.
I feel like our music's not playing anymore.
Defenders of the Faith. But this was $1. So I couldn't really pass it up for $1. And it's got the original insert in it. And the vinyl's a little bit iffy, but hey, for $1, you can't.
For $1, man, you can't beat that.
Actually, the vinyl's not bad at all. I thought it was worse when I picked it up. It's got one little... Yeah, it's really good for $1, actually. Anyway, what you got?
What do I got? Well, you're just talking about the Pink Floyd, which reminded me of something I picked up this week, which is probably the best dig of the week, really, that I picked up this week. At Salvation Army, I picked up this book, a big-ass coffee table book called Pink Floyd Revealed. I'm not really sure much about this. It doesn't look like these pages have ever been turned ever. This is
an expert.
This is a brand new book.
It's a nice book.
2009 edition. Details in not like big block text of like Pink Floyd history, but like it'll take like one event. Very nice pictures with like small like blocks of text to kind of commemorate different milestones within the Pink Floyd. Man, if you show that, flip through it, man. Show the front and the back. Oh. Pick some random pictures, big, nice looking pictures.
It's a nice book.
Yeah, it's a great book, man.
This is probably a $30 book or something like that.
When I picked it up, the guy told me, because I was like, I can't believe this is at a Salvation Army. The guy was like, man, it was like a hippie dude with a ponytail and glasses in there, and he was like, bro, this has literally been on the shelf for 2 minutes when you picked it up. Killer. and I've not really got a chance to thumb through it a whole lot, but oh my God, I was so happy to have picked that
Theologian
up.
chime in about Defenders of the Faith?
Defenders of the Faith? What did he say about
I
it?
know, did he? I figured he might know something about that record.
The J. Tor ligament again.
Oh,
I don't know. I picked up Bootsy's rubber band. This boot is made for funkin'.
That's kind of a cool find.
Getting back to the roots of Grown Man Record Night is
Hey, did you read the Surgeon General warning?
you know what it say?
Says, warning, the Surgeon General has determined that listening to this album may cause high butt pleasures.
Butt pleasures? Are you serious?
That's what it says. Shaking your booty, I'm guessing, is what
This
that
is the
means?
fourth album by Bootsy's Rubber Band. It was released through Warner Brothers. Unlike previous albums by Bootsy's Rubber Band, this album did not generate any hit singles. More experimental in nature than previous efforts. It was also the last time that the Bootsy's Rubber Band name would be used on a Bootsy Collins related project until the 1982 12-inch that got released. I like a lot of the Bootsy Collins stuff that I've got, and I'm sure that one's going to be terrific as well. To that vein, I also picked up this record I didn't know a lot about, but I knew just kind of looking at it,
I don't know.
it was going to be something I was
Rob
going
knows something
to
about
at
it,
least
though.
want to check out. The Undisputed Truth, Method to the Madness.
This was owned by Civil War legend, too.
Robert E. Lee. This is they were a 70s Motown act, assembled by record producer Norman Whitfield as a means to be able to experiment with psychedelic soul production techniques. Joe Harris served as the main lead singer with Billy Ray Colvin and Brenda Joyce Evans.
Did you say Billy Colvin?
No.
Oh.
Formerly the Delicates on additional leads and background vocals. Whitehead Records was a record label that he kind of spawned off of this. This is the first thing that he produced off of that spur of Motown that was Whitehead Records.
Interesting.
But it's kind of, I thought it was going to be too disco-y, but it's kind of funkadelic.
You've listened to it.
No, but I've sampled some tracks. It's kind of funkadelic in a way.
Interesting.
I don't want to say that because that's like saying, oh, they just gotta sound like the Beatles. But it's
Does it really sound like the Beatles?
they don't sound like the Beatles. But it's funkadelic-y. But I hate using that term because that's quite a thing to. Well, it's quite a thing to live up to because they're steered a little too much. I mean, that's a
I got
killer.
two more. I'll do my two. You do your
Do
two.
it too,
You
man.
got two more. Right?
Do it too, Jay.
All right, this was the rest of the pick from a couple weeks ago. This was one I really don't like, but I bought it anyway just because it was $1.
Yeah,
And it was in really good shape. It's Double Fantasy by John Lennon, Yoko Ono.
I have that one.
This was the last of...
Metal Theologian says it's probably his favorite Priest album.
Oh, okay, good.
I
haven't listened to it yet,
favorite
so-
80s Priest album.
But I don't know. This was his last record, right?
Jay,
You know, okay, can I tell you an interesting tidbit I heard
tell
this
me.
week?
Tell me your tips.
The most valuable record ever
Bid it.
sold at auction is what?
I don't know.
Mark David Chapman signed a copy of this record.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, sold for like 400,000 or something like that.
I have a picture of a 45, a Northern Soul 45.
Yeah.
It's called It's a popcorn record. I can't remember what it's called. It was on eBay for $2 million. That doesn't mean it sold for that.
This was an auction, so this was
Yeah.
like, you know.
I'll find it for you.
But yeah, you've got this record though, and I really don't care that much for it.
No, I don't like it at all.
But it was $1, and so, you know, why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
And it was in really good shape for $1 too. That's why I bought it. What are you doing over there?
No. Go keep talking.
I got
Jay.
one more. This was one of my favorites here. I don't know if it's. I guess it's since I've been buying vinyl. I've always liked Elvis Costello, but when I really got into him, I really started liking him more and more and more. Kind of because he had that early independent sound, you know, that rock, pub rock is what they call it.
Yeah.
And I've got about 5 or 6 of his early records. Now, this is one I didn't have. This is called Get Happy. And I think this is his 3rd release, if I'm not mistaken.
I tell you what's funny is I worked with a girl named Veronica, and I'll be like, oh man, how many dudes came up to you in college who was all like singing that song Veronica to you? And she was like, what are you talking about? And she had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, are you serious? No dude has ever stepped to you with Elvis Costello's Veronica as like a pickup line?
Yeah.
Because that was the first thing I thought of when I saw her.
Well, let me tell you why I like this record so much. One of the reasons.
Tell me, Jay.
There's a couple reasons. My Aim is True is one of my favorite records of all time. That was his debut record. And the thing about I like about it so much is it got a lot of little catchy songs with hooks in them, but they're all like 2-minute long songs. They're very short and to the point. And that's what this record's got 20 tracks on it on 2 sides.
Yeah.
So the average song's like probably 1:50.
Right.
So it's just a very poppy sounding record and produced by Nick Lowe.
Yeah, okay.
Who did a lot of his early stuff. And so, I don't know. I'm just happy to get that.
Hey, check this out, Jay. This is one, hang on, I gotta change the audio channel. So just look at this, folks. Still had a picture of this. That's the most expensive record I've ever seen up for auction. It's a Northern Soul popcorn record. I can't remember what it's called. Look at that. I can't read it.
You ever watch Pawn Stars?
21, what is that? $21 million? What does that say?
I can't see. No,
You look at that.
Vision.
You look at that, Jay.
That Pawn Stars
21
show, every now and then somebody bring a record
million, $100.
That Pawn Stars show on
20
History Network.
History,
But
2,100
the most
million
valuable
dollars.
records that people bring in are those little doo-wop 45s from like the New York area from the 40s and 50s. Those are like the real valuable.
Tony and the Dream Tones.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, who loves Who's the Boss? If anybody wants to get into it,
I love Who's the Boss.
do you?
Is it on that? Is it on that channel? You sent me?
Who's the Boss will be back in a minute. Stick around.
I always wanted a van like that. Like, who drove those kind of vans?
Rapist, Jay.
Child molesters, yeah.
Yeah, rapist. Check this out, folks. Pick this one up this week.
Check it out.
Books. Check them out. Stars and Cars to Electric Guitars. Books. Now I want to bring that up to play for the commercial break. The Ramsey Lewis Trio. I have picked this album up. Oh my God, we're already at an hour 7. You kidding me?
We better hurry.
Let's do it.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, I know. Ramsey Lewis Trio Potluck. I've picked this up several times, and it's always been in shit shape. And this time, I finally found one that was.
Hey, this is on Argo also.
It's on Argo. That's what I was talking about. We'll talk about Argo later. So glad to pick this up.
Have you seen that movie, Argo?
It's 1963 on the Argo label.
Have you seen,
oh my
have
God!
you seen Argo?
Can't wait to listen to this. And also picked up my last pickup. One of my favorite
that's a good one to pick up.
players ever, Les McCann, Limited, Pretty Lady on Pacific Jazz. Just saw somebody, watch the bottom, it'll fall out.
Watch the bottom now.
Just saw where somebody on the VC was like, man, you never pass on anything on
McCann.
Pacific Jazz. 61, it's got Les McCann, Herbie Lewis, and Ron Jefferson, and what a smoking
I saw
track.
Les McCann
man.
compilation at the place you went last weekend. Last time I was there. I passed on it.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So anyhow, I tell you what, that's going to wrap up our dig of the week.
I need a massage.
Oh yeah, man. I'm loaded from that.
You can't play this.
No. That's a ringtone. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to.
It's a live show, folks.
It's live. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
We can edit that out whenever.
Of course we
YouTube,
can't.
right?
We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back here with more Grown Man Record Night. So we appreciate everybody
Stick
staying with
around.
us. Books. Stick around. So thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll be back in
We'll hurry up.
just a moment.
We're just going to take a dump.
We're going to take a quick dump. I'm going to dump between Jay's laps. Stay
Maybe
tuned.
we'll videotape it.
If you own ColecoVision, you already own a powerful state-of-the-art computer that gives you the arcade experience with the newest arcade games like Donkey Kong Jr., Looping, Pepper 2, Time Pilot, Mr. Do, Space Fury, Frontline, arcade controls like Turbo, the Roller Controller, and new Super Action Sports. And soon you'll plug in Atom, the revolutionary ColecoVision family computer module with new super games, keyboard, and printer. ColecoVision, the only system you'll ever need.
Suzanne Summers.
Sure, I'm the sheriff, but sometimes my male deputies don't respect my authority. I don't lose my cool. I just walk softly and carry a big stick.
She's the sheriff, and she's got the laughs locked up.
Sunday at 6 on TV 68 WSYT.
Since you and my little girl are moving away, there's one thing you need to know. 10-10-3-2-1.
You think she'll call her mother a lot?
Yes, and hopefully her father, too. But you'll be glad that 10-10-3-2-1 saves you big time on your phone bill.
Will they talk long?
That's the beauty part. It doesn't matter. 10-10-3-2-1 saves you 50% on every call over 20 minutes.
50%, that's big.
That's huge. So those half-hour talks with her mom are going to cost you a lot less.
Dad, are you giving away the family secret?
I gave him the best one I have.
Dial 10-10-321 to save.
You know what happens when a house catches on fire? It fills with suffocating smoke. But luckily, every room in your house has a crawlway about knee-high where the air is good. So by crawling, not running, out of a smoke-filled room, you breathe the good air down here and not the bad smoke up there. So remember, if there's a fire, use that crawlway. It's the best way out of a hot situation.
All right, folks, we appreciate you sticking with us here on Grown Man Record Night.
What was that last one, a PSA?
It's a PSA with Dick Van Dyke.
I
hate to use that kind of language here on the program. But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I don't know if we've done this soda before. It's possible we could have.
It's possible it's
a
doesn't make carbonation.
It's a no. It's a Boylan's cream soda.
Is this the one you buy at
You can get it at Arby's.
Yeah,
you can get it at Boylan's at Arby's. This is the cream soda, and we love a good cream soda. This is a cane sugar. Boylan's is out of
Georgia, maybe?
New York.
Yeah, same thing.
So let's give it a shot. I'm gonna canteen swirl it.
Yeah.
And I got a good one.
Oh, that's a little.
Oh yeah, what a great!
I'm not a fan. I'm not a big cream soda.
You don't like cream soda?
No, not really.
Well, it's vanilla ice cream, baby.
It's pretty good, though.
Oh, that's vanilla ice cream. That is vanilla ice cream in a freaking bottle. Get up close to that.
It's a little too sweet for me. I mean.
Oh no, I don't like sweet sodas. I don't think that's so bad. Jay?
It's cane. That's pure cane.
Pure cane. I don't think it's so bad. I don't think that. I like that.
That's a gourmet soda too, right? It's a little bit on the pricey side, I believe.
A little bit.
Did Boss Man bring that?
I don't know where that came from. It was already in the Frigidaire over there.
Yeah, it's very cold. The coldest soda we've had in a while.
Because we always forget and we have to put it in the last minute. Okay. Let's talk about Chip Chat. We're running through it because I don't want to. It's an hour 12. I'm
They're
sorry.
gonna cut us off here soon.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
The girlfriend brought us these.
Batch cut.
V-cut potato chips from Jack and Jill. Spicy barbecue flavor made from 100% real potatoes. It's good to hear that. Let me read you the little backstory
never
here.
Heard of Jack and Jill?
I haven't either. Heat up those taste buds with a tasty treat. Give them an exciting burst of barbecue and spice and everything nice with potato chips V-cut spicy barbecue.
Do you know where the girlfriend found these at?
Barbecue? It was a barbecue, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a barbecue fuel.
Made from 100% fresh potatoes, these large ridge sliced chips are so crisp and tasty, you'll keep coming back for more. So take the heat and chow down on potato chips V-cut spicy barbecue.
What is V-cut?
I don't want to get into a whole...
Is that like lattice cut?
Lattice cut. Let's see, look there. Tear here. It's one of these. It's one of those. Already don't like it. even though I like
I'm not a fan. Just rip
V-cut.
into it.
V-cut.
They're all V. They're all V shaped.
Hold those up if you can. Oh, they are. I see what you're saying. Yeah, hold some of the chips up too, Jay, when you go up there. Borscht.
Don't like that.
I don't like that either. I like the little guy on the front. See the guy on the front? Yep. Now show what the V-cut means.
Tastes like Chef Boyardee
Yes, it does.
on a chip.
They're all cut in that V shape. So it's like a turning twisty chip. But it tastes like Chef Boyardee spaghetti.
Yeah.
Flavored.
On a chip.
On a chip.
Yeah.
I don't like these.
And if you're into that kind of thing, you might like them, but I'm not. My son would love those.
It's not the worst thing I've ever had, but
Just not anything I go on my way to buy.
no.
But now you know. The more you know. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
wow. Okay. Whoop. Manufactured by Universal Robina Corporation, and they are out of the Philippines.
So this is a Filipino chip.
It's a Filipino chip.
Interesting. It's international.
It's an international chip,
Wonder how much they got paid to make that bag.
which explains a little difference in the flavor. A lot of times that happens with an international chip. It's not exactly to what we expect it to be.
Well, she found these at just a regular old gas station, huh?
I think so. Maybe not.
It's interesting fun. I mean, it's an interesting everything, you know, the brand and
It is a deviation of what you would normally think to be a typical potato chip. But it's not something I would go out of my way for. It's a little too weird for me.
Oh.
So,
Metro Manila, Philippines.
the Thrilla in Manila.
This
Jay
is
says.
imported by GL Food Wholesale.
Just that one guy?
Yeah, that's what
A
it
whole
says.
bunch of guys. A whole bunch of guys
Look, check this
imported it.
out.
Yeah, books.
Look, it's got a pill tag on it, covering up something in Filipino, I'm guessing.
Well, peel it off.
Well, I don't... Seriously, look at that. I'll let you do it. It's got a pill tag on there, an Andy pill tag.
No, you have to do it.
It's got the ingredients on here, and then you can peel it off,
Yeah.
and
Is it a different language?
they're covering up. No, they're covering up something. I don't know. I don't really care enough to do it. So
Well, you should.
here, I'll let you do it. I don't know what it says. Like
Maybe they changed. I don't know what
they
they
may,
changed.
yeah, it's like they're hiding the real ingredients.
Or they
something like
changed the
that.
ingredients. I don't know. Well,
They were too lazy to purchase new bags, so he's got little tags to put over when they change.
that tastes like the ramen noodles of potato chips.
Yeah.
I'm done with those. All right, thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night.
Thanks a lot, girlfriend.
It's been a good time here hanging out. I want to remind you, for all your underarm needs, choose Mitchum. And we just had a grand old time here this evening.
Switch them.
Switch them to Mitchum. So we talked about some good records and some good chips and some good sodas. And we had some good fellowship.
Yeah,
We're going to get it all in here.
It's fun.
I have a special treat before we end it tonight. Since we've said it so many times, I want everybody on this program to check them out.
Books, check them out. Books, check them out. Pick up a book. You got a fantasy, imagination can take you to where you want to be. Are you curious? How can you find out? Books, check them out. Books, check them out. Read about stars and cars, play electric guitars, or cops that work hard, patrolling the boulevard, the heavyweight champ and his craziest bout. Books, check them out. Books, check them out. At your life.
Okay.
Check them out.
Echo burp. All right, so we appreciate you hanging out with us. Hopefully we'll be back here with you next week for a brand new episode. Keep up with us on our Facebook page. As I always try to be posting shit. And all these episodes, of course, will end up on the YouTube channel, which you want to be a part of. So for Jay the Curbist and Mikey Bananas, We appreciate you staying with us, and we'll see you next time on an all-new, live, explosive episode of
Grown Man Record Night.
Grown Man Record Night. We'll see you next time, folks. Thanks a lot.
Be cool, stay in school, folks.
That's the trick. That's the trick right there. You want to be school?
And just say no.
Just say no to school.